Good day, folks. Welcome to 406 Regen. Just sitting out here looking at the sheep. Just finished up a different video, but I thought I'd talk about my cover crop I got going on. I looked it up. I got a 7-way mix that's going to be going in. It's purple top radish, turnips, daikon radish, winter triticale, lentils, and flax, and then also rye and buckwheat. So that's going to be going out on that 170 acres out there. Well, the 100 acres, but it's going to be in that 170 area where I said I was going to fence. So that stuff should be growing pretty good here by the midsummer. So, like I said in my other video, I got 3 weeks here on this field. I got 70 acres here. I'm going to be going across, and by the time I get across all that other out back, that other on that 170 would be awesome. So yeah, it's a 7-way mix. Pretty ecstatic about that. Like I said in the other video, I was only planning on doing a 2 because that's all I could really kind of get my hands on at the moment. But somebody stuck the seed guy with a 5-way mix last year, and he found it in the back corner and like, oh, well, would you guys want to put this in? And it's like, yeah, right now I'm just trying to get something growing out there, and anything, I'm trying to get anything to grow just to get the ground firing, get more biology in, get more cover, more solar panels on top of the ground. So yeah, I'll plant as much as I can. On normal years, like I'd love to be in that 13 to, you can experiment with your cover crops. So you can put in as much stuff as you want in a cover crop. Basically, it seems like Gabe Brown, he settles around like 13, tells people to, but I think he's ran up, I think one year he was up like a 70-way mix. I think on one year he was experimenting with and just playing with, and that's what's so awesome about this stuff is we get to play with it. And if you can get stuff to grow like that, the forage you can grow, you'll be able to winter your animals on stockpile up here instead of just hay and alfalfa. Okay, so up here in central Montana, we usually have a pretty long winter, and it gets pretty cold. So most people, they spend all summer baling, and I'll have haying videos coming up because I have to replenish my hay from last year that I used last winter, and I have to make sure I have enough feed for the animals. That's part of my stewardship, is being a caretaker to the animals and the land. But last few years, because of the drought, hay has gone to extreme prices. Like the first year the drought went, a lot of the horse people ended up paying like $3.50 a ton for dryland grass alfalfa mix. Okay, I think a lot of the cow people, I think it ended up that $270 to $300. Well, folks, if you're a big cow ranch, it's nothing to drop 50 grand on hay. And depending on your size, some people, that might have been only a month's worth of feed. So with these cover crops, which I don't understand why more ranchers aren't into it, because they kind of figure farming is farming and ranching is ranching. But with all these cover crops you can put out here, you can eliminate a lot of that feed bill. So say even, you go out and you spend $50,000 on seed to get your plant, to get your ground growing better, to get a stockpile built so it's high and it's dense, it's thick, and you got more nutrients in it. The animals will eat less. If you just go buy all the hay just because it's 1,500 pounds of dry matter and the nutrients aren't there, they'll eat more. So what this Regen is doing for our capabilities out here is, once we get the ground going to where we know the ground is going to produce the forage, instead of having to have 5 months worth of hay on hand, we'll be able to keep 1 or 2. Not saying that's what we'll do. I mean, up here we'll probably always have to feed. Well, one, you always want to be able to have that backup, because you never know if the snow's going to get too deep on you or it freezes over the ground. You got to have your hay as insurance. Okay, that's just something you have to have up here. But if I can extend my grazing season into January and then start grazing again, early March, well, folks, that's a big impact on the checkbook come that next year if the animals aren't having to pay for all that feed, So, but I digress, I guess. So we're at, like I said in my last video, I'm waiting on the phone call for the seed guy so I can go run out and get my seed, so I can get it in the ground here between the rain showers we've been getting. Thank goodness, we've needed this moisture. It's awesome to have this moisture, and it's going to be a good year if it keeps coming in the form of rain and doesn't that big old white elf combine don't come through and knock everything down. I hope it don't. I really don't. We need the money this year. We need a good year to rebalance the books on everything, for sure. But it's going to be good. We get the cover crops growing good. It'll be good. Lambing's going to be coming up in my next week. I'd say probably about 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks is probably going to be a lamb on the ground. Somewhere in there. So I'm excited, it's going to be our first lambing season, so excited to see what that's going to do. These girls, they're going to be going through this nice, lush green alfalfa and grass, so they should be in pretty good health. They should be pretty decent on the minerals. Like the minerals you've been feeding them, they get Free Choice mineral and they haven't even touched it. I've had 4 50-pound bags of mineral all winter, and I still got like 2 left. And this is me giving them Free Choice every time, all the time. They just, they right away when I first gave it to them, they ate it up, and I guess they balanced out because they really don't touch it. They'll go across and nibble on it here and there, but they don't make a run for it. You put it in, they just, if anything, they go for the salt more. So, which, that's great. I thought when I put the cow and bull in, I'd really go through the mineral, but they bumped the intake up a little bit, and they settled right back down too. So I think everybody's pretty decent on their minerals or where they need to be. So hoping, other than a few of these runts out here, I'm hoping it's going to be a good lambing year. Like I said in my last video, it's kind of a one-shot deal for these girls. If they don't have a lamb or they lose it, they'll probably end up down the road or going to freezer camp. It's that calling process. It's hard to do because right now it's my brother and I. We're trying to get as many animals on the ground as we can. But if they tell us that they're not going to, produce for us here or get it, be happy, so they'll move on. Yeah. So hoping that it's gonna be a good year. By the end of the fall, like we got 72 ewes out here. Yep, 72 ewes. I'm very excited to see what the lambing crop is gonna be. I don't know. I got a lot of ewe lambs, so it's their first time out here. Most likely end up with a lot of singles, but I'm still hoping to get a good 50, I suppose. I'd be happy with 50. I think that's about a right number I should get for a crop. But that'll pick up here in, like I said, about 2.5 weeks. There is some, like I said, there's some runts out here that I really don't know. Like that little black belly out there. I don't know if she's bred or not. She doesn't look bred. Quite, I don't think, but I'm not used to looking at sheep either, so and she's a smaller. We bought her last year just because we wanted hooves on the ground, but we'll definitely be moving out of. I'm not going to be going with black bellies. I like their colors on them and stuff, but they're just too small for what we want out here. They're just too small. So, because I got 2 black bellies in here, and 1 Dorper Katahdin mix. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out and what gives us what. So, but yeah, hoping for like 50 lambs. I think would be nice. That should be doable out of. I mean, yeah, that should be. I mean, that'd be. I guess that'd be kind of like the bottom line, because I know I got 72 singles. Say I end up with like 4 or 5 that didn't get bred. I should end up in the 60s anyway. And there's a few older. There's like 12 older ewes out of here that should give me twins. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But guess that'll do it for this one, y'all. Have a good one. Keep on ranching.